Megha, kindly unmute yourself. Now you're co-host. Am I audible, Megha? Yes, now you're visible after a long time. Am I audible, Megha? But your voice is not coming. Okay.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are perfectly audible.
Thank you. I'll mute myself for some minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Megha, shall we start the session? Hello, Megha. Am I audible to you?
Hello, everyone. Yeah. Hello, I'm back.
Yeah. Shall we start the session?
Yeah, we can. So you're on mute.
Anshika, please start the session, beta.
Good evening, everyone. I, Anshika Srivastav, a student of Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, on behalf of BBD and IIT, welcomes you all this webinar on technical web series on Technical Insider TI 2022, organized by Training and Placement Cell BBD and IIT Lucknow. I extend a very warm welcome to our guest speaker of this web series, Ms. Megha Jain ma'am, SAP Solution Lead, SAP Eco System. I extend my heartfelt thanks to her for giving her time and kind consent to be a part of this web series. I also extend welcome to Dr. V.K. Singh sir, Director Engineering BBD and IIT, and thank him for providing this facility to organize this web series. I also welcome Controller of Examination, BBD and IIT, all head of departments and faculty members who are here to attend these webinars. I also welcome to attend the students who are present here to attend this webinar. This is a 2 days web series comprises of 5 eminent speakers. On first day, there will be 3 speakers for the expert talk, and the other 2 eminent speakers will take the expert talk on the next second day. On 29th November, we have Ms. Megha Jain ma'am, topic SAP and recent technologies. Mr. Nikhil sir, topic cyber forensics and defensive system, and Prashasth Baliga, topic security and IoT. Now, I would over the past few decades, technology advancement have created powerful computers that are smaller and more affordable than ever, making advanced mathematics tools more accessible to business. These tools, dubbed intelligent technologies, allow business to dig deep into their existing pools of data for analysis and business insight. Through the use of algorithm and automation, companies can complement their existing manual business processes with automated and digital options. This move from manual to digital processes is known as digital transformation. As a leading software vendor, SAP has been on the leading edge of adding smart intelligent technology to its product portfolio and functionalities. Now, find your solution with our eminent speaker, Mrs. Megha Jain, ma'am. Now, let me introduce with our guest speaker, Ms. Megha Jain, ma'am, SAP professionals. Ma'am has total of 16 years of experience. Ma'am began the journey from Naukri.com and landed in SAP World in 2006. She did multiple roles in technical roles like developer, team lead, and project manager. Finally, working as bid manager and solution lead in a very respectable organization. Ma'am has won lots of awards and prizes at college and corporate levels. Ma'am will have an expert talk of introduction about SAP and recent technologies. All attendees are requested to please write their question in the chat box, which will be addressed later during question and answer session. Let's welcome Mrs. Megha Jain, ma'am, and request her to please take over the session.
Thank you, Anushka. Good evening, everyone. Hello, all the students. So, as Anshika said, I'll be talking on SAP and its recent technologies. So I just want, okay, I'll share my screen. I have a small slide deck ready for you. I will do that. Can you see my screen?
No, ma'am.
Mega in the middle, share. Yes, yes. Now it is visible.
Okay. So we'll talk about SAP and recent technologies. What does that mean? So, you must be hearing so many buzzwords, so many words around SAP. What is SAP? How did it start? What can I do about it? How actually is it configured? Where is it used? What are the different modules around that? How does that help? In which business organizations is it used? And all. Okay, so I'll try to address as many as questions I can, and just let me know wherever you have some queries. I'll be more than happy to address them. Okay, to start with, I'll give you an introduction about SAP. How did it start, right? So SAP started in 1972, and there were only 5 employees of IBM who started that like an startup organization. So they were actually trying to find out some solution around ERP. What is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning. So you must be hearing ERP, SCM, HCM, so many words which gets confusing, especially at that college level. I already have so many subjects to study. Why do I have to study ERP? What are the different components of ERP? Such questions just crop in and try to trouble us. I will try to help you. Okay. So ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning, wherein we actually try to plan the resources of an enterprise, right? We try to plan how an organization can do the maximum usage, maximum utilization of their resources. So whenever we hear about resources, we think resources are just people, employees, or maybe something around them, maybe the laptop. No, but there are huge resources beyond that. So of course, employees, laptop, mobile phones, your hardware, software are the resources. But then think about an organization, think about a company or an industry who is into the manufacturing of an automobile car. What would be the resources for that organization? Machineries, raw material, material planning, places like a warehouse system, places to store those unfinished goods, places to store all the finished goods. uh, how do we actually transport finished and unfinished goods from one place to another? When a car is ready, how do we transmit it? How do we make sure that it is communicated in a commuted in a right manner to the right set of customers? I cannot sell a trolley or a train or a lorry to a mid-size family, right? So right thing has to be mapped to the right person, right set of people, and right set of organizations as well. So these are some of the things which I am trying to tell you what ERP does. How does ERP betters the life of the organization stakeholders, decision makers, and how actually that helps in planning, analysis, reporting, and many other things. So you must be having a subject called database. So database DBMS is said to be based on all how actually the columns and rows are mapped, how actually the data is set into the database, how can I actually retrieve it, what is the best way to do it. This is our database. So you must be thinking, why do I read it? I already have so many subjects. So as I said, ERP comprises database, right? So database tells us the way I told you, how is it related to you? Second thing, ERP is holding something called reporting. Okay, so you must be having your subjects around reporting or planning or organizational management. So this is the reason when you study the basics in your college, those will be implemented into ERP of your own in your career. You must be having a subject called HTML, web development. Same would be utilized here. You must be subjects around operating system. The same would be applied here. So why I'm trying to tell you, this is try to actually give you the answer to the questions that why am I supposed to use all this? Why am I supposed to know all this? SAP as a company, if you want to know, it is Germany based. It is headquartered in Bangalore in India. And also it has many other offices and other organizations as well, and other cities as well. This is only about SAP India I'm talking about. You could see other companies also who are SAP partners, SAP consulting services, SAP trainers, and also they are all spread all across the world. So you can find any organization and find out which is best for you, and then go ahead. I'll tell you specifically about SAP now. SAP as a product has broadly two areas. One is functional area and the another one is technical area. So what does functional area means and what does technical area means? So by functional area, I would mean that all the areas wherein business processes would fall on, right? Like I have listed a few. There are many more. I cannot write down everything and I cannot explain you everything. But then to find out which is the most prominent and most easy to understand, I have listed those here. So as I said, human resources. Human resources means how actually your employees are doing. What are their salaries? What are their personal details? What are their bank details? What happens when an employee joins in? What happens when an employee moves out of the organization? What happens when an employee starts some learning? Inside organizations, you actually have many more options of trainings to upskill yourself, to cross skill yourself, so that you grow easily into the ladder of the organizational roles. So how actually your trainings can be used? What happens if you do some training and then you are not mapped to the right project? So this is one example how functional module of human resources are coming into picture to make ERP a better product. Employee benefits, employee welfare throughout the span till the time he or she stays in the project, into the company. The other module could be sales and distribution. So sales and distribution, as it says, how actually a customer comes to the organization, to a company to buy. So as I said, we spoke about example of car. So I go to a Maruti showroom, I ask for some inquiry for some details of a particular car of my choice. Out of that inquiry, how actually a purchase requisition is created. I want to request a purchase, how actually a purchase requisition is created. Once that requisition is accepted, how actually a purchase order is created, which means I am buying the ready to buy the car, which means I am placing an order to purchase a car. Once a purchase order is created, how actually that car is dispatched till my house, how do I get that delivery to my place, from where is it shipped, where is the car ready to move on to the customer's campus, how actually is it shipped to my place, how actually the payments are done, what all the mediums have I used to make the payment of the product, how do I maintain the feedback and the maintenance of the product. So things like this. So processes related to sales and distribution comes under this functional module. Another important area is finance and controlling. Finance, as it says, it's all about money. So when I buy a car and give money to the company, how actually my money is utilized. So there'll be some component of revenue which will be profit portion of the price of the car, right? So how actually that money is utilized, what goes into revenue, what goes into the cost of the car, what happens to the profit, where is it invested, where is it recycled to make the organization even better, how actually the accounts are being held, where do I put my debts, who all have to pay me more. So such financial details are taken care by this finance and controlling module of SAP. There could be many other like warehouse management, as I've written, material management, transport management, travel, how and actually people are traveling from one location to another, what all details are required, how are plants means places where industries actually build their products, how actually plants are maintained, how the storage locations are kept, how the material is created, what all ingredients are used to create one material. A car is not comprising one material. It might be having some hundreds of small material to make it a single car. All such chota minute nitty-gritties, details, technologies are all captured into material management, warehouse management and all. See, I can speak about it for hours and hours at length, but I cannot give all the download to you all in a single session. So we'll do bits and pieces and try to find out if we can have on subsequent detailed lectures about it. This is all this is all we spoke about functional SAP modules. The another one, which is another primary area of SAP are the technical modules. So you people must be studying C, C++, Java. So those coding skills will be utilized here in this technical area of the SAP. So what exactly? So ABAP is, as you see here, ABAP is one functional area which is all talking about coding. How do I create structures? How do I create table? How do I read data from a table? How do I pull data in the most optimal way? How do I give a hit to the database so that I have the most correct data coming as the set of the output? Um, uh, and how do I create a report? How do I see best UI looking wow to sort it, filter it, and all? This all will be done in your ABAP. Next you see is Fury. Fury is related to web development. You study Java, you study HTML5, you study UI5, you study Ajax, other XML, other smart technologies wherein you do all the coding around your web development. This is Fury. So I'll give the idea, glimpse, one-liner, two-liner about all the functional and technical areas. You find out which is best for you and then go ahead, go into details, hit the internet, find out what interests you more, and then make a career of yours. Another is basis. So you read DBMS, you read operating system. You also read some roles and securities around operating system. Our operating system all talks about what all authorizations have to be given to particular user, which is called user management system also. So all such kind of technologies and subjects would fall into the category of basis within SAP. Security. Security talks about security is related to authorization, as I said, a particular set of employees. So for say, my manager will not have access to, I will not have access to my manager's salary documents, but my manager will have access to my salary documents, right? So such kind of security. Your teacher will have access to your assignments, but you will not have access to your teacher's personal diary, right? So such authorizations and security comes in play here. Data migration. So you know something is called Oracle, you know something is called some other database, but what happens if an organization decides to move from one box to another box? This happens in data migration. One box and another box, how do they two communicate with each other? That happens in integration. I am integrating two boxes. I am transferring data from one box to another box. That happens in data migration. That is also catering to integration. Another important topic is reporting. So reporting, planning, budgeting is a very critical area for organizations. See, we don't realize it at the level of students. When you go into an organization, you will find out how actually reporting and planning is important. So for example, for students like you have your university examinations 1 month down the line, and you have your syllabus and date sheet in your hand. Now it is your job to do the planning, right? I'll study first week chapter 1. I'll study first week subject 1, second week subject 2, third week subject 3, and so on. Here is your planning which is coming in picture. But then what if you do not have all the subject notes from your lecturers? What if you do not have all the books? You do not have all the refreshers? You do not have all the model papers? What are you going to do without that? What if you do not have money enough with you to buy the recent refresher costing 700, 800? That is budgeting. What if you do not know that who is going to teach what? A friend of mine is a champ in DBMS, but I am not. So that is the planning. I have to ask that person, can you teach me 2 hours a day for a week so that I become strong in that subject too? That is planning. So the way we students do planning at our level, this is how organizations also do planning. But for that planning, they need to have budget with them. They need to have they need to have entire analysis with them, and then they need to report it. I said I need some amount doesn't help. I need to tell my dad, I need 2,000 rupees. Why do you need it? I need it for books. I gave, then the dad says, I gave already 500 rupees yesterday. Where did that go? You tell I partied with my friends. So there has to be some planning before asking 2,000 rupees to your dad, right? Such planning also comes in case of organizations as well. An organization goes to a bank, give me a loan of 1 crore rupees. Bank comes back and tells you, we have already given 50 lakhs to you last year. What happened? What did you do with that? You tell, I have lost that all in my losses, everything went into the losses. I have to pay huge loans. Nobody is going to give you a new loan for 1 crore. That planning has to come in. How do I ask for more money, right? So see, if you relate each and every concept to your own life, to some things which you can understand, it becomes easier, right? So this is the way I'm trying to understand you how actually your subjects and SAP modules are directly related to each other. Yeah, I'll give you a pause, 10 seconds, read the slide, I'll move on. This is a very important slide. I'll move on and then we'll talk about questions in the later part of the session. Okay.
Megha, question will take just after completion of the session. Best way.
Sure, sir. I just gave that time so that they can absorb.
Okay. If anybody have a question, kindly send in the chat box.
Yeah, even that is better.
So we will take all the question just after completion of the session. Thank you very much. Please carry on.
So, people, you must have heard about some of the recent words in the industry. Like, I'll talk about something about SAP specific, mostly about SAP specific, but some technologies uh, are valid throughout the industry. Like if you see the first word S4 HANA, S4 HANA. So you must, if you know, there is lots of shout or lots of noise in the industry around S4 HANA. So HANA is the new database of SAP. So now it is not that new, it has already been a decade old, but then of course, mm, students at college might not be aware because they are not yet on the battlefield yet now. So HANA is the new database in SAP world, which SAP has actually acquired it from somewhere else and then incorporated all the good things from SAP, all the good things from HANA, and trying to make their HANA SAP system even more robust, more optimized, more workable and reliable for the entire industry. Okay. Next buzzword is on-prem cloud-based. Okay. So uh, all of you must be watching Netflix, YouTube, okay, Gmail, everything, right? So, these services, YouTube, Gmail, Netflix, all these are cloud-based solutions, right? There is very minimum or almost no hardware lying in the organization's data centers anymore now. Why? Because now everything is accessible via web-based, right? There is nothing happening in the data centers anymore. Mostly, I would say, not 100%. So this is where the cloud-based solutions are coming in picture. So earlier it was on-prem, now it is cloud-based. The way earlier it was DOS-based systems, now it is Windows-based systems, right? Similarly, the entire paradigm of SAP or entire paradigm of ERP, I would say, have moved from on-prem to cloud-based. Everything is in cloud now. So, let's say I have little kids, okay, my children watch lots of cartoons and everything on their YouTube, and then when I switch on the TV, I see all the cartoons coming in. Why? Because cloud has analyzed that this subscription is mostly utilized for kids based content. So this is how the advancement of cloud has come in the real life, that we actually get most appropriate data in front of me. Okay, so this artificial intelligence, machine learning, all those concepts are inbuilt into these new softwares now. Okay, you configure your Gmail, you change your time zone, and then your time zone realizes that it is 4 o'clock here in India. You move to US, and then the time zone realizes it is not 4 o'clock in the evening. However, it may be 6 o'clock in the morning. So accordingly, look and feel of Gmail changes, right? So such kind of advancement is happening using all the cloud-based features. You guys must also be studying IaaS, infrastructure as service, software as service, platform as service. So all those IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, SaaS, all these are being incorporated into this cloud-based environment. So whenever you hear such words, at least you would know something about it to talk around that. And then, as I said again, hit the internet, find which is the most likable topic of yours, and then do the research. Next is BTP, Business Transformation Platform. So, these days it is cloud-based sessions, cloud-based softwares, which are said to be very less extensibility. So what do you mean by extensibility? So let's say I have Gmail, but I don't want wo side wala chat window to come in, right? I click a cross onto top of that and I said, okay, I'm get rid of that. This is one customization I have done for myself. I want my screen to look like this. But then what if I say that I should get my SMS onto that screen? Okay, looks like my own choice. This is called extension. So extension with a SaaS product is little less preferred or less sellable, which is where the role of BTP comes in. BTP gives that opportunity to you, to the organization, to give that extensions which are not normally conceived by the SaaS products. So I'll repeat, SaaS products are all the cloud-based products. Low extensibility, BTP does that. Okay. Web-based development, as we said. So SAP world has Fiori, which is very hot these days. Lots of web bases happening. So earlier organizations used to book something on paper, right? We used to have, when we go to bank, we have lots of mota those files and paperwork which they used to see the account number. Okay, this locker is belonging to Megha Jain, but it is not having the correct number associated, or correct PAN card is not mapping to that. All those used to happen on paper. Around 30 to 20 years back, the revolution has come up to make it all online. Then computers were placed into the bank system, and then we used to go to the bank, and then the bank operator used to log into the system. Now everything is becoming web-based. No login into the computer, or everything will happen on a tablet, mobile, right? You have iBanking now, you have mobile banking now, you have all the apps of the mobile. So all those chakachak type of views, wow type of UX, experience, screen should be most amazing. All that is happening via web development in the entire industry. So this is web development in the entire industry. SAP, it is called Fiori. Okay. Next is success factors. Success factors is the another revolutionary product of SAP, which is related to HXM, human capital management. Okay. Just sorry, everyone, just a second. I'll move on. Sorry for that. Okay. So now you must be thinking, okay, I have done all that. Now, how will I actually land into SAP? SAP as a company, other customers, other partners. So I'll tell you, SAP is a product called SAP. It is owned by the company, which I told is Germany based. But one company cannot do all the things itself, which is why it has partners. So SAP is one company. It has partners like Accenture, Wipro, Cognizant, Infosys, Fujitsu, Capgemini, EY, you name it and you get it. So many partners. What do? A product is created and it is implemented in all over the world by these partners. So this is one which is called implementation partners. They might have partners who train people, right? I am into SAP. I did not know SAP since my college. I had to get some training to get into it. Those are called training partners like Jet King, NIIT, Aptech, Siemens, and many of them are in all across the world, I would say. I mean, different people do in US, different people do in Germany, European countries, and all that. So when I say when I say how do I get into SAP, so either you can get an admission and an employment for yourself, either in SAP as a company or to the partners. It could be any partner, as I told you, implementation partner, education partner. So you can get jobs into it either through placements of your college, which of course is being done here, or if not, you can do it via off campus. So there are other opportunities also which these companies float in the market. You can put down your application, and if that matches your requirement, you are all the more eligible to apply onto that. If you do not get through in any one of these, you can get something trained for yourself and then go ahead applying it into the further opportunities. These are the three methods for any of these students to get into SAP world, SAP ecosystem, partners, SAP company itself, wherever you want to do that. Okay, these are the three methods for a fresher to get into SAP technologies related companies. I don't have any specific material to talk for this session. However, if I am given an opportunity, I can talk for hours at length. But of course, looking into the constraint of the time, looking into the expertise of the students at this point in time, I'll take a pause. I'll ask sir if there is anything in terms of specific content for students to know. Just let me know. Otherwise, we'll open this session for Q&A. Did we have any question in chat? I can't see any. Sir, any question?
No, ma'am, there is no question in chat.
If anybody want to directly ask the question, I can unmute everyone for a minute. हिमांशु साहू मैम, आपकी आवाज वॉइस नहीं आ रही है बेटा. प्लीज चेक योर इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी. वॉइस इज क्लियर. इफ एनी क्वेश्चन इज देयर, प्लीज आस्क. Any question is there? Pratiksha? If any question is there, sir, आपकी भी वॉइस नहीं आ रही. हिमांशु बेटा, प्लीज चेक योर इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी. यहाँ सबकी सबको आवाज आ रही है. प्लीज चेक योर इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी बच्चा, और डिस्कनेक्ट देन रिकनेक्ट. This is the right approach.
So any specific topic you want me to cover in benefit of students? Or any specific detail you want me to tell?
Megha, because all the students are related to the computer science, IT, electronics communication, mechanical, civil, electrical, all branch students are there. So the point is how they can start if they are interested into the field of SAP, how they can start from the scratch level. Just guide to all students how they will start.
So I already covered a few topics. I'll take it at a greater breadth, I would say. So see, people from SAP, CSE, IT can actually enter into SAP very easily because of course they learn lots of coding languages, they learn lots of web technologies, they learn lots of DBMS and Oracle operating system. This is one stream. The another stream is for students who are from mechanical, manufacturing, civil, and other areas which are not CSIT and EC. For them, they have the option to go into the functional areas. Like if you see this slide, we have shown so many functional areas listed here. So let's say a student of mechanical engineering can anyways go to the, so I'll tell you an example. India mein Supertech is one of the organizations which are running their systems on SAP. So if you are mechanical engineer, or okay, let's talk about civil engineer because we took super tech. So if you're a civil engineer, then you would be understanding how actually the buildings are built, what is the best way to do it, and what is the best medium to use, what is the best technology to construct, and all that. So companies like Supertech who are already into SAP would need experts like you to make their business best. So this is how you can land in yourself, right? So how actually a civil engineer would find out 10 products listed on the SAP is best for particularly this building, right? Only the expertise of a civil engineer would help in there. Now, you might not directly find anything because of course you are not any of the expert of these functional areas. So you might even have to take a training, or you might have to read yourself that what all a particular module comprises the best practices of civil engineering. So I mean you can easily correlate the two, but I would say for engineering students, there are lots of opportunities. I mean, there is no dearth of opportunities for engineering students because ultimately you find a place for yourself wherein you fit into SAP. SAP is a huge ocean. There are lots of components, and similarly, engineering have lots of opportunities, which tells you about hundreds of subjects during your 4 years of curriculum. So you decide for yourself which of the modules is of your interest and you try to find some investigation material around that. Your engineering course is always directly to each one of them. Just that you have to find the connection between these two.
I think some question is there.
Aren't able to access the screen. I hope should be clear now.
Aditya, screen is visible. Now same answer is there. Please check your internet. Now visible. Okay, fine. So if anybody have a question, please ask. This is a right platform. You can ask to switch over into the SAP field, even if you are belong to the mechanical and civil engineer. That is the beauty. Understand? So this is the platform where you can ask any question. A question I have, Megha. Sir, what is the minimum package for fresher? Everybody is interested only in the package.
That depends. देखो एक कंपनी का फिक्स नहीं होता तो फिर पूरी इंडस्ट्री का फिक्स्ड कैसे हो सकता है? ठीक है. So as I said, there are lots of partners into that. So I'll give you an example. When I joined the organization, when I came out of my college and started working in industry, तो हमारे टाइम में कैसा होता था? SAP Infosys देता था 2.9, L&T देता था 3.5, SAP देता था 4.4, Oracle देता था 6 और Google देता था 8, right? You see the bracket, 2 lakh से 8 lakh तक का for the same set of people, same years of experience of education, same years of experience, same years of education, सब कुछ same है, पर company से vary करता है. So I cannot answer this question, who gives what is very subjective, right?
I think you will get the correct answer. Now you are satisfied. But the point is not starting. If you ask about the package, this is not the right question. If you ask how to move, what type of training are required, what type of institute are there, then it's a good question. अभी शुरू कैसे करना है वो ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है ना?
शुरू कैसे करना है, उसके कॉम्पिटिटर्स क्या क्या होते हैं.
हाँ.
SAP में जाता हूँ तो वो मुझे पूछते हैं वाई SAP. कल के दिन आपके पापा पूछेंगे, आप कहोगे पापा मुझे 2 लाख रुपए दे दो, मुझे SAP की ट्रेनिंग करनी है. पापा पूछेंगे बेटा वाई SAP, वाई नॉट Oracle, राइट? है ना. आप कहोगे पापा हमारे सर ने सेशन कराया था SAP का कराया था, Oracle का कराया नहीं. No, not that way, right? You should have an answer. Abhi bhi I spoke about planning and budgeting. Papa पूछेंगे why 2 lakhs? Why not 1.5?
Yeah,
है
of
ना?
course.
बराबर वाले शर्मा जी का बेटा तो 1.5 लाख में कराया. Why not you? So questions like this, which are actually related to you and required for you, right? So therein you should have a knowledge that SAP is the most advanced ERP in the market, for example, right? It is the most competitive solution for rest of the industries. When I get out of the training, I will get job better than my peers, right? When I get out of the training, I will have better knowledge and better cutting edge comparing to my peers and competitors, right? ऐसे टाइप के क्वेश्चन आने चाहिए कि मुझे क्यों करना है, why do I invest this much amount of money? I am a student of electronics. What I have to learn to get an opportunity in SAP? हाँ, तो see, I said, जैसे electronics के लिए, now you are the best person to configure a television, right? So television में कौन सा conductor लगना है ये आप ही बता सकते हो, right? So there are lots of industries who are into the SAP and having people not from technical background. So electronics, I would say, is somewhere a bridge between electronics, technical plus functional people. But you would be the best judge for a electronic industry to find out what is suitable. So SAP में सिर्फ डेटाबेस नहीं होता है, उसमें प्लानिंग भी होती है, उसमें कॉन्फ़िगरेशन भी होती है. So therein you would come in picture that एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंडस्ट्री के लिए what is the best fit, and therein whatever is in SAP you would be able to find out that what goes best with this product. A conductor in television might not be the best option for a conductor in refrigerator, right? Or a microwave, right? So you know the best what is there. One. Second, there are different ways to store the finished and unfinished goods, right? So only you would know what is the best temperature. तो अगर मेरे storage house में the temperature is not correctly maintained, so SAP पे वो सारा data maintain करने के लिए हमारे को consultants चाहिए होते हैं. तो आपको you would be the best person to find out what is the best material management of the electronic product. So अपने area का interest ढूंढो and start investigating around that. This is a very good question of yours. Next, how can I know which SAP modules I am interested? I am a student of CS. Okay, देखो, CSE में आपने वेब डिजाइनिंग पढ़ी है, राइट? जावा पढ़ी, आपने HTML5 पढ़ी, आपने कोडिंग पढ़ी वाया C++ जावा, जैसा भी आपका करिकुलम होता है, राइट? सेकंड यू हैव रेड, थर्ड यू हैव रेड DBMS, फोर्थ यू हैव रेड ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. आपके तो सारे ही एरियाज हैं, राइट? यू मस्ट बी रीडिंग securities and authorizations, right? Last semester mein you must be having subjects like organizational management, right? So if web development interests you, Fiori is your area. If operating system and database interests you, SAP basis is your area, right? If transformation interests you, एक subject होता था ना, automata. If automata interests you, the entire migration reporting is your area. If you want to go for if Java interests you, Fiori is your area, as I said. So एक subject पक्का कर लो. CSE वालों के लिए तो I would say it is relatively easier. एक subject पक्का कर लो or then find jobs for that. Operating system, DBMS, one coding language. Combination of these three is like a I would say kavach for you to grow into the organization. How can we start our interest in SAP? ये तो हो गया ना बेटा.
You already give the answer, I think. Most of the question are I have already covered. Anshika, please carry on. Please carry on the session as per schedule. Thank you, Megha. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Anytime, sir. Anytime. All the more happy to help you all. Just
Thank
let me know if there are any questions which comes to you even after this session.
Mhm.
I'll be glad to assist these children.
Yeah, definitely. If any question will be there, then I will send to you. Right? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Have a
Thank
good evening.
Anshika, please carry on.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This session was highly knowledgeable and applicable. We gained immense knowledge. The session was interactive and technical. Now we have two eminent speakers, Mr. Nikhil Garg, sir, Senior Security Architect, Palo Alto Network,
Anshika, just a minute.
Australia.
Anshika, just a minute. Yeah. Audience here होगी. Abhishek, please share the screen, beta. Yeah, please carry on, Anshika.
Yes, sir. Now we have two eminent speakers, Mr. Nikhil Garg, sir, Senior Security Architect, Palo Alto Network, Australia, and Prashasth Baliga, sir, Cyber Security Consultant, Palo Alto Network, Singapore. Cyber defense forensics plays an important role in infrastructure protection, law enforcement, counterintelligence, and safety. Cyber defense forensics analyze digital evidence and investigate security incident to derive useful information in support of system and network vulnerability mitigation. People who work with in cybersecurity or on the front lines in the fight against cybercrime. Find your solution with our eminent speaker, Mr. Nikhil Garg, sir. Now, let me introduce you with our guest speaker. Sir is currently working as an assistant manager at Risk Advisory, Cybersecurity Deloitte Touchy and Thomas too, and my area of expertise and implementing and configuring SIM solution. Sir Master is Jaipur Engineering College and Research Center in Electronics and Communication Domain, area of expertise. SIM Architect, ArcSight Certified Administrator, Quadra Certified Administrator, Python Automation, EDR, Cyclane, CrowdStrike, Carbon Black, CASB, Sky High, ServiceNow Administrator and Implementation Specialist, Cloud Security, Qualys Security, Nexpose, Symantec DLP. Now we have our second guest speaker. IoT security refers to the methods of protection used to secure internet connected or network based devices. The term IoT is incredibly broad, and with the technology continuing to evolve, the term has only become broader. From watches to thermostat to video game consoles, nearly every technological device has the ability to interact with the internet or other devices in some capacity. Find your solution with our second eminent speaker, Mr. Prashasth Baliga, sir. Now let me introduce you with our guest speaker. Sir is a senior customer success engineer and cyber security consultant at Palo Alto Network. Sir area of work revolves around assisting customer across APAC and EMEA region on delivering Cortex XOR solution to safeguard their infrastructure and digital exchange using security automation and machine learning capability to deliver incident handling use cases in the form of playbooks. Sir has a excellent working knowledge of SOC deployment, SIEM, cloud security, threat modeling, API integration, threat intelligence, customer success, and enablement. All attendees are requested to please write their question in the chat box, which will be addressed later during question and answer session. Let's welcome Mr. Prashasth Baliga, sir, and request him to please take over the session.
Nikhil sir, good evening. Prashasth sir, good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and
Good evening.
a very
How are you,
warm
sir?
welcome for all the students. And it really feel like I just completed my engineering college, so don't tell sir to me.
Yeah.
And when I was just seeing closing notes of the previous speaker, Megha ma'am, I I I too got interested into the SAP, so I might move into the SAP. So yeah, just kidding. So yeah, thank you everyone. Yeah, Prashasth. When you are on mute.
Prashasth sir, kindly unmute yourself.
Okay. I was not able to unmute.
Good
Well,
evening, sir.
it's my pleasure to be here. Am I audible, first of all?
Yeah. Perfectly.
Oh, perfect. First of all, thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm Prashasth Baliga. I am a cybersecurity consultant here based out of Singapore. So, well, let's get started without any wasting any time. So I know it's quite late in the night for everyone. So let's see. So this session will be taken by both me and Nikhil together. So bear with us. It's going to be fun. Okay. Is my screen visible here?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Well, you guys can call me Prashasth. No more sir. So let's make it fun. So, well, diving straight away into the topic. The topic is cybersecurity 101. How to break into the cybersecurity industry. Well, a quick intro about both of us. I'm Prashasth Baliga. I work as a principal security consultant for Palo Alto Networks, Singapore. Palo Alto Networks is one of the world's best cybersecurity company. And happy to have Nikhil. Nikhil, maybe you can have a quick put yourself.
Yeah, so myself, Nikhil Garg, I'm Senior Security Architect with Palo Alto, Australia. And I take care of JAPEC region, right from India to Australia, which comprise of Hong Kong, Singapore, and all the countries in between. And I am basically cybersecurity automation architect, and Palo Alto is one of the most prominent company in security products. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Nikhil. First of all, a few ground rules. This session is supposed to be very interactive, so keep your questions coming in. So we'd be happy to help. And we, again, just feel like we are just like Nikhil said, we are just graduated out of college, or at least feel like we have graduated recently. So we can understand how you would be going through. So keep the questions coming. So let's get started. Oh, yeah, this is what everyone wants, right? Like at the end of the day. So I'm going to answer this question straight away for you. I saw that you guys questioned Megha as well, right? How much is the pay is going to be? How are we going to get like, well, a quick win for everyone who has joined. Cybersecurity is going to pay you good. Trust me. So these guys, like I just got this screenshot from Google right now. If you see here, most of the people here are 20-year-olds making very good amount. So even if you don't have to be a graduate as well, I can give you some suggestion that after this session, you guys can just go start finding bugs in the website and start earning right away. I'm not going to say the number. I would say the sky is the limit. You can get 20 lakhs, you can like 50 lakhs, 1 crore as well. Like some people are getting 125,000 USD, right? It's just like 23-year-old. And if you see here, an Indian girl who's a 20-year-old girl got 22 lakhs from Microsoft. So I guess this is a quick motivation for you guys to take up this industry. Well, this was just a thing. And what is cybersecurity, right? You guys must have heard it a lot. You guys must have seen a lot of these things in the movies, right? What is cybersecurity? Well, I would say it's a practice of protecting the systems, networks, programs from the digital hacks, right? These days, there's a lot of hacks happening day in and day out. So your role is here to basically protect those digital assets or even your physical assets as well. So that comes basically as cybersecurity. Well, let's get straight away. So why I should enter the industry, right? I'll give you 4 quick tips why you should enter the industry. First one is there is a huge number of cybersecurity jobs available, almost equivalent to like 3.5 million unfulfilled jobs across the world. And I'm sure even in India, right? India is a global hub for cybersecurity. So even in India, I'm sure there's lots and lots of jobs happening everywhere. Even if you just go to LinkedIn or Naukri, right? You will see so many jobs which are open since months. It's not getting full. So there's a recent report which said that the only industry with a 0% unemployment rate was cybersecurity. You must be hearing lot of layoffs happening, right? So for those who are scared of layoffs, for those who are looking for something like a foolproof, a job security kind of a role, cybersecurity is the industry for that. And why do you want to get into cybersecurity? Every industry needs cybersecurity professionals. It's not just you work for a cybersecurity company, you work for any company, right? You work for a college, you work for medical health systems, you work for the security, like the Department of Police or any industry, an IT company. Every industry in this world, you name it, they need to have cybersecurity. And well, third reason being, cybersecurity has many different career paths. This is something where I can personally relate to. I'm someone who gets bored of doing one job every year. Like I want something new day in and day out. So if there's someone who gets bored easily of doing the same job every day, right? Cybersecurity is the place for you, because we are going to show how many different career paths you can choose. You can basically choose a different job every year. So it's that many available. So like I said, I can promise you'll never be bored. So that's another reason. And the last reason is cybersecurity skill gap, right? So if you are someone who wants to get into development, who wants to be like a software engineer, right? You know how difficult this is these days. You need to go through a lot of like the hacker rank, hacker earth, algorithms, data structures. There's like 6 rounds of interviews. Even after you prepare that, there's no guarantee that you might actually get into one, right? So there's the struggle is real. So why the cybersecurity skill gap is both a boon as well as a negative thing is because even if you know a bit of cybersecurity, right, you can be assured of a job, because there are people who don't even know the basics of it. So even if you know a simple basics of cybersecurity, you can be assured of a job, which is not a guarantee in other industries. So this is one of the few reasons I would say that you need to take up cybersecurity. Well, this is from all the news articles I've been seeing day in and day out, right? Like Uber faced its biggest cybersecurity breach. As Nikhil being from Australia, he knows Optus is just like Airtel or Jio in Australia, where it got hacked and all the customer information was out on public. Everybody had to get their new passports now. That's how serious it is. GTA, who doesn't know GTA? Leave me alone, right? The cheat codes. We all have played GTA, right? Well, even GTA got hacked, unfortunately, and the game was released much before the release date in the dark web. So that's how serious it is. And finally, coming to the India itself, this is something, if you see the timestamp, right? Just 21 hours ago. So AIMS got hacked. Just imagine our biggest healthcare sector, AIMS, has got hacked, and all their processes are going manual right now since last 7 days. All servers are down. So, and there's been a demand of 200 crores, though our officials are neglecting it and denying that there's not been a demand, but you never know. So hackers are demanding ransom. So just imagine what sort of healthcare data will be at stake, right? So this is a serious stuff here happening. So those who say that they can never get hacked, it's just a myth. It's just a matter of time that you will get hacked. So, well, one more reason, or I would say the negative part of the industry is you will always be busy. Like when everyone during the pandemic were preparing like different paintings, dalgona coffee, there's only a few people who were busy 24/7 working to protect you all. Those were the cybersecurity folks, because everybody went work from home, because of which everybody started using their own Wi-Fi, having admin 123 as the password, which could easily be hacked. And we had got a great responsibility to protect everyone there. So I would say, yes, this is a high paying role, but again, comes with a con of being always in demand. It's a nice thing though, I would say. It's fun. Well, coming into the topic of what type of hacker you are, right? There's like 6 types of hackers I would categorize. Most of them would have heard of black hat and white hat, right? Black hat is the malicious one whom you see in all these movies doing this money heist or some kind of crazy activity, right? Totally illegal. Never get into that. Then the white hat hackers who do exactly the same job as a white hat hacker, someone like me or Nikhil, do exactly the same thing, but to get the same money as well, but with the ethical mindset, right? We do something good for the society. So always try to be a white hat hacker. So that's a good thing to have. And then you have a gray hat hacker who might not always be malicious, but not always ethical. You might have heard these words like Robin Hood, right? So don't be a dabang here. You think it might be a right thing to do, but it's not right as per the law. So know your limitations. Then you have green hat. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of something called as script kiddies. That is a dangerous thing in this world right now happening. So क्या बोलते हैं कि जो भी आधा नॉलेज लेके जाते हैं ना, वो ही स्क्रिप्ट किडीज होते हैं, जो भी इंटरनेट में आपको मिलता है ना. So you just try to search something on YouTube or something on Google, find this script to go and bring down the servers of my college. Exams नहीं होना चाहिए, server को उतार देंगे. So don't try to do all those things. You will get easily detected. So those are like unskilled hackers who find some sort of malicious programs on the internet and they run it without their knowledge what is going to happen. And then you have blue hat and red hat, which is like totally illegal. So ground rules here again. This industry is pretty cool, pretty interesting, but please stay within your limits, keep calm, and don't break the law, because if you break the law, you are gonna get arrested. There are all the mechanisms in place to detect you and find you. It's just a matter of time you'll get detected and you'll be arrested forever. So please don't try to do any sort of illegal things. Keep your college servers safe. So next one. How do I get into cybersecurity? Everybody would be interested, like, okay, itna package hai, utna mil raha hai, ab shuru kaise kare, right? Let me tell you a sad fact. It's not easy to get started because most of the companies, right, they demand some sort of experience. So I'll give a quick hint of how things work for me. I guess there's some query here. Sohail, maybe Nikhil, can you see there's a question, I guess? Is there a question for us?
I can't see any question. Last question is from
Sohail raised his hand.
Sohail, kindly send your question in the chat box. Please use the chat box, beta.
Okay.
Yes, please use send to all, because your question might be question for others as well. So please use send to all, not do one-on-one to Prashasth or me.
All right.
Please continue.
Yeah. So I would give a quick tip what worked for me, right? It might work for you as well. So what I would suggest is, let's say you tried your best and you didn't get a job in cybersecurity, right? Don't be disheartened. Try to get any IT related job, right? Try to get into anything, something. Try your hands-on into that specific field. While you keep doing in your first year, right? Keep researching about various cybersecurity domains. What are the domains available? Because not every domain might be of your interest. So try to do some research. What is your interest level? Then try to do a study plan, because cybersecurity is so huge that you can easily get lost. So try to keep a limit, as in what I have to study, where I have to stop myself. And then after a year or so, once you're done your research, once you've done your study plan, try to get into the industry. And once you get into the industry also, the job is not done. What you need to do is you need to find a mentor. I was lucky that I found Nikhil as my mentor as well. Though we are working in the same product, I found Nikhil as my mentor, and Nikhil has found his mentors as well. So it always helps. And then try to work on some common projects, because you are trying to get some help from your mentor, but you need to help as well, right? It's a mutual thing. Try to work on the projects of your mentors, try to help them and show your enthusiasm. And finally, after all these things, you're ready for your dream job. So show this experience and apply for those dream jobs. So this is how you can enter the industry. Let's say if you don't get a cybersecurity job right away. So now when I say, right, step one, how do I get any IT related jobs? It can be anything, right? You can be a SAP developer, you can be a software developer, you can be a DevOps engineer, full stack developer, network engineer, web developer, test engineer, cloud engineer, IT admin, right? You can get into anything. Trust me, every job scope needs security. I'll tell you how. Let's say if you're a software developer, you can end up being a secure software developer. You can implement the security concepts into your development and try to make your code very secure. If you're a DevOps guy, you can get into something called as DevSecOps, where you try to implement the element of security in your pipeline. Let's say you're a network engineer, you are configuring your networks and stuff, right? You can be a network security engineer. You can work on firewalls and stuff. Let's say the big buzz these days in the market, the cloud engineer, right? If you're someone who works into AWS cloud or Azure, right? You can be a AWS security engineer as well. So there's a lot of options available for you. And I would seriously recommend try to work on any of these industries for 1 year, then get into security, for the reason that you will get more exposure of your industry. Like they say with the famous meme here, like companies want you to get into cybersecurity, but they need experience to hire, but to get experience, you need to be hired. So it's like a funny loop going on. So try to break into any of these and then it's an easy target for you. Now coming into the various domains of cybersecurity, right? I would say as a junior or someone who's in the college, right? What you guys can try is you can get into penetration testing first, which is the easiest. You don't need any much resources. You can directly start with your basic laptop and some basic softwares. You can be a bug bounty hunter. I used to be a bug bounty hunter when I just started as a cybersecurity guy. So once you be a bug bounty hunter, you can actually understand how the websites work, how things are being implemented, and actually get paid for it. And then once you be a bug bounty hunter, you can actually get into red teaming, blue teaming, where red teaming are the attacking team on any organization. They try to attack the websites legally, and the blue teaming is someone who tries to defend those websites with permissions, right? Then you can get into the cloud security. If you want to get into cloud security, you can be into AWS security, Azure, or GCP respectively. Also, one of the niche security industries these days is your Docker and Kubernetes security, which is a bit complicated, but has got a great pay, has got a great scope, because there are not many people working in that sector. So you can be one of the niche people and initial people getting into it. Then you have the traditional, the most famous network security, where you can work on something like IDS, IPS, firewalls, VPN, or DDoS protections, right? It's like happening since the day cybersecurity started. So you can get into that as well. Then finally, we have something called as incident response, where my fellow speaker, Nikhil, is going to speak more about it, where you guys can easily start getting into this. And this is like a very cool role. And finally, we have the DevSecOps as well, where you work on security automation, where like someone like me or Nikhil are doing. Also work on secure code review, secure SaaS, DAST, also include the threat modeling, which is quite an interesting role. So like I said, right, you'll never be bored. Every year you can take up, and this is again a high level 10,000 feet above, right? There are hundreds of such various domains available. Let's say, for example, there's a new domain which has come into the market. Let's say it's called IoT security, right? Everyone's using smartwatches, everyone's using, I'm sure you guys must have heard the home automation stuff, right? Alexa, you interact with your bulbs, smart bulbs, right? Also, you have your house cleaners these days. You have Roomba, you have like all those robotic cleaners in your house, right? All are IoT at the end of the day. So everything is getting connected to the internet. Amazon knows what is inside your house more than you these days. So, so that's something to be scared about, right? So IoT security is gaining a lot of traction in India, especially with the incoming 5G, right? Which got recently released. So it says that an average cost of a data breach is 17.6 crores for an organization as per the IBM report. So just imagine what sort of cost companies have to bear, right? So if you get into IoT security as well, it's a wonderful industry to get into. Also, if you see, there's like, it said in last 6 months itself, in 2021, there's like 1.5 billion attack on the smart devices. So just imagine what sort of attack is happening, right? It's a humongous industry. That means it's a good thing for us as well. That's like a lot of openings for you. So even in 2022, there's been a 42% increase in the breach. So if someone says that IoT, make sure that I dare you that your device is not safe and secure. So that's something you can get into. And I will shift the gear to Nikhil, who's going to talk about digital forensics and incident response.
Yeah, thanks, Prashasth, for wonderful introduction and good insights. So, and now we are going to talk very less about digital forensics and incident response, but we are going to talk a lot about your college fest, like what all things you do in your college fest and how those are related to the cyber security. So basically, whenever we do the security, I think whenever there is a college fest, whenever college fest, from the security perspective, you do three things. So one is that preparation thing, that at the evening some concert is there. So for that, you have to prepare that only college students should get entry to your fest. There should not be any kind of chaos. If there is any chaos, there should be proper exit point should be there, so that जैसे अभी कई बार सुनने में आता है कि भगदड़ मच गई kind of thing. So that should not be there. So what all three? So entire security of college fest we usually divide into the three parts. So one is that pre-planning, that if your concert is going to start at 7, so till 5, what all things you will do? You will just make the sitting arrangement for your teachers first, then VIPs, then students, kind of. You will divide all these things. So that is the pre-planning. Second, during the fest. So if during the fest, if any chaos will be there, how you will handle that chaos. Okay. And third one is that if any chaos was happen, so that chaos should not happen again in next fest or in next concert, which is going to happen in very next day. So there are the three parts of cybersecurity. similar to the college first. So first is the preparation, which we already talked about. Second one is the during the time of concert. So during the time of concert, if anything happen, there is known as, so if anything wrong happen as compared to BAU is business as usual. So if anything wrong happens as per expected, that is incident in cybersecurity. Very easy. So everything which is not expected is an incident. So how you will respond that incident? It's not like that if any chaos is already there and you will keep the concert going on and पता लग रहा है कि पीछे लोग लड़ रहे हैं, सारी चीजें हो रही है एंड एक दूसरे पे लोग वहां पे बुक्स फेंक रहे हैं इंजीनियरिंग के अंदर. आई एम ऑल्सो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स स्टूडेंट्स. सो कोई कैपेसिटर फेंक रहा है, सीएस वाले अपने लैपटॉप्स उठा के एक दूसरे पे फेंक रहे हैं एंड वहां पे कॉन्सर्ट चल रहा है. तो एट ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ इंसिडेंट यू शुड नो दैट हाउ टू रिएक्ट टू द इंसिडेंट, हाउ टू रेस्पॉन्ड to the incident. So that is the first part. So the below part you can see that detection and analysis. So there should be one guy and you should have good wisdom. आपको इतना knowledge होना चाहिए किस चीज को आपको incident कहना है या किस चीज को आपको incident नहीं कहना. Might be possible that Prashasth asked me to give a bottle of water and I have I denied him that I'll not give bottle of water for you and he just said some curse words to me और उसको मैंने incident मान के पूरा concert रोक दिया. So that is not incident. So you should have good wisdom and that how to detect the incident and how to analyze the incident, that is it is a proper incident or not. Second one is that containment, eradication and recovery. So during COVID, I think containment was not a new word post COVID. So if anyone got the COVID, so what we was doing that we are isolating that person so that COVID will not get spread to another person or into the society. Same with in the college as well. So if any fight becomes, so what you usually do, so you won't allow more students to come into that fight. जैसे अपने बॉलीवुड में होता है ऐसे नहीं कि जैसे दो जनों की लड़ाई हो रही है, सारे के सारे आगे और सब भी अपने उनको अपना अपना हाथ साफ करके निकल गए. So that shouldn't be happen. So it should be containment, eradication. जिन दोनों की लड़ाई हो रही है आपको उनको अलग करना पड़ेगा, समझाना पड़ेगा, and then recovery. अगर किसी के कुछ लगा है तो you have to just do the first aid and all these things. So this is the incident response in cybersecurity as well. So for example, if any hack is if anything got hacked, then you have to at least put down the connections. You have to at least stop that hack so that more harm will not be caused. So that is the second part, and last part is the post incident activity. So now we have successfully completed the second phase, that we prepared well that hack should not be happen. Like Sohil asked that if hack was there, then he will surely going to lose his job. So it's not like that. So whenever we talk about cybersecurity, everyone talks about the hacking. So but hacking only is not the cybersecurity. Honestly, I never did hacking in my life and I'm not from that part. But there is lot other things in the cybersecurity. Multiple teams are involved. You won't believe in cybersecurity, there are more than 50 teams for a company. Like big organizations like State Bank of India and Commonwealth Bank there, or any of the government organizations. They do have one small hacking team. They do have one big incident response team, one forensics team. So these different kinds of team are there, and it's a teamwork. It's not like that if AIMS got hacked, so they will just fire all the pen testers and hacker of the AIMS. It shouldn't be the case. And the next one is the digital forensics. So in digital forensics, it's like incident is happened, we have able to contain that incident. Now incident is closed, like very much similar to the AIMS part. Like when the incident was there, hacker was trying to shut down the systems, hacker was trying to get all the data, but they have stopped the hacker at 30-40%. Might be this is official, but might be. But after that, next time hack shouldn't happen. From where hacker got interrupted, like very much similar to Mumbai attack. So at that time, during that Mumbai attacks, all our Mumbai police and Indian Army did the great job in putting down all the terrorists. But after that, what do you think, that job was over for them? No, the real job starts from there, like from where all the terrorists got into, what was the security lapse, security gaps, loopholes was there in Hotel Taj in getting into the Mumbai. So that is the digital forensics, where you first of all you need to collect all the information, you need to collect all the data, then examine that data, where is my data is correct or not. Third one is you need to analyze the data, that what is the things and what are security breaches was there. And at the end, you have to do the report writing to your like defense ministry, might be then prime minister, honorable prime minister, and all these things. So this is all about digital forensics and incident response. So thumb rule, thus if anyone out of these whole audience, might be 1 or 2 or might be 10 or might be 50% are wanted to join cybersecurity, just prepare your mind that out of these 3 phases, that preparation phase, incident response phase, or forensics phase, which phase give you the most excitement. Take Mumbai attack in your example, take your college festival in your example, sit with yourself. If you just want to have a discussion, just reach me out on LinkedIn, have a discussion with me that which phase excites you most, and accordingly you can start preparing for to get into the job for that phase. So this is the one thing. Prashasth, can we move on? Okay, so I think there was one question from Chirag, that what will be the right platform to learn cybersecurity. So one of the best part of these our generation, your and mine generation, that there is lot of information available everywhere for free of cost. So that is the one of the most amazing thing. Might be for our teachers, that information was not easily available. They might be end up in paying for Coca-Cola to get one book of one good writer, but we are not. There is no need to do so for us. So basically, YouTube. Still, honestly, I did one of the greatest certification in cybersecurity, and I have read everything from the YouTube. Small videos are there. So in YouTube, there are a lot of cybersecurity channels are there, but these 3, Security Weekly, IPsec, and Security Now, these are the top 3 channels. Second, Udemy and Cybrary. So these are the 2 paid cybersecurity platforms. But as you are in your student age and it's age of fun, so don't spend much on Udemy and Cybrary. Like at most of the time, what I have seen, that most of the students and most of the professionals like me as well, they will enroll in the course of Udemy, that okay, it's a 20-hour course, I will read 2 hours a daily, and in 10 days I will be a master. So, but I end up in playing a video game or Xbox more. So don't spend money, it's valuable. Go with YouTube and go with free of cost. There is ample amount of knowledge available there. So Prashasth, yeah, next one.
Sir, Suhail Raja is also asked the one question.
Yes,
it is
yes,
already
please.
in the chat box.
Which one? I already answered Suhail Raja's questions.
You said that it is a job with a high job security, but I feel that this is a job with least job security. Because if anyone with a better hacking skill come hack secured by me, I will certainly lose.
No, so that's what I have answered that question, that it's not a one-person job to secure an whole organization, part 1. And part 2, cybersecurity is not only limited to the hacking. Might be might be possible that you got hacked, but at that time there is a lot of cybersecurity professionals who are needed to contain that hack. So, when I gave the example of Mumbai attack, that we do have our brilliant Mumbai police and an army to protect our borders. But what happens if any terrorists get into our country? Does they lose their job? No, I never seen them losing their job. What I have seen, that their role became more proactive, because now they have to neutralize the terrorists. Now they have to from the cyber security, information security perspective. Now they have to neutralize the cyber attack. Now they have to analyze that this attack should not happen again, because there is no one is 100% secure, and this thing is accepted by all of big organizations as well. Because for example, that State Bank of India, and you are working for State Bank of India, and that bank got hacked once, and it's not like they will fire you, because they will need you to analyze that how that attack got happened, and they will and that attack should not get repeated. Okay, because in recently when the Uber hack, so in Uber when hack happened, Uber was doing layoff for all the developers and all these things, but there was vacancy for Uber for cybersecurity professionals in Uber. More than 300 vacancies are there. If you can just go into the LinkedIn, type Uber, go filter out for jobs, you will find a lot of cybersecurity jobs in Uber. So I think I answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Punesh asked the one question: what are the possibility with the technology restoring ecosystem? Not the power generating mechanism, but power consuming mechanism.
Okay. So is this power and all this thing, is this related to cybersecurity for sure?
I wish we could answer anything in power energy sector getting hacked, but I think this might not be our expertise. I'm sorry. Maybe you can repeat the question again.
Okay,
I'll try to answer this question. So basically, if you are talking about the power sector, so I have one experience with one of my previous company with one of my customers. So they are US, one of the largest power generating company. So these days, cyber attacks are not limited to the digital attacks, because all the machineries and all these things are also controlled by computer. As like Megha ma'am also said that in SAP, we have all the database with respect to all these things. So if you are able to secure your cyber network so that your computers and all these things are not get hacked, then all those power plants are also controlled by systems, computers, and all these things. So that cyber security, digital security, information security are the basics.
Punesh, if you have any doubt, then kindly unmute yourself. I just allow to unmute you. Kindly unmute yourself and ask the question directly. If still in doubt, any doubt is there. Punesh, please unmute yourself.
Good evening to all the. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah,
There is
you're
lot
not
of noise.
perfectly audible, but
The network in my area is little bit lousy, but still.
so are you satisfied with this answer? Sir is already give the answer. Nikhil sir has already give the answer. I think.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I'll join the webinar little late.
Maybe it's possible.
Okay,
Okay, at the end, I will cover your part once again.
What I read about all the co-hosts which are coming and all the professionals which are coming. So I thought that people are from people here are from multiple and diverse fields. That is why I asked this question about how technology can be utilized to restore ecosystem. And I am little satisfied with the answer.
Nikhil sir, he is from mechanical background.
Okay. So basically, so first and foremost thing. So when I started my career with Deloitte in cybersecurity, my director was from mechanical, and he is one of the successful guy in cybersecurity. So basically, that's the beauty of cybersecurity, because to get into the cybersecurity, there is you must be logical and you must have a good wisdom. Like so that's the cybersecurity for you. It's not like, so in cybersecurity you can do the cybersecurity audits as well. And what is cybersecurity audit? So whenever you go into the data center, there are huge data centers. Like might be some data centers are larger than campuses of our college, or larger than the campuses of even IITs. Okay, so but when you go and audit those data centers, you should have good wisdom that you can't, you should not allow putting our pen drives into those servers. Someone might take the main sensitive data with them. Somebody might give and might exfiltrate malicious viruses into their server, so that they might be their data center go down. Just think of like for one day Google goes down. Can you imagine your exams without Google? No. So for cybersecurity, it's you can be from mechanical, but basic thumb rule, you should be logical. You should know that what's right, what's wrong. So that can be done. There is nothing. I have a lot of friends from mechanical, from civil engineering. I myself is from electronics and communication background. And I can't say from my mouth, but as per industry, I think I'm doing good. I'm not doing that bad. So that is the thing. Pranesh, is this good?
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay.
Rohit Jaswal, kindly unmute yourself and ask the question directly. Rohit, I also have the question, sir. May you please elaborate more about the bug bounty? How do we start the learning it and apply it?
Okay. I can take that.
Prashasth, you can take that. Yeah.
So regarding the bug bounties, right? It's a great question. So just give me a second. Yeah. So what you can do with the bug bounty is initially, like we suggested, right? This was the course which I would highly suggest. There's a platform called as Hackers Era. Okay. So it's done by a person called Vikas Chowdhury. His courses are pretty awesome to start with in bug bounty. I mean, that's the only resource you need, to be honest, to start. So once you do that, I mean, it's a bit paid. What you can do is like, it's worth the investment, I would say. It's not very expensive. So once you finish his courses, what you can do is you can go to a website called as Hackers. I think it's called Bug Crowd, and there's one
Hack the box.
not Hack the Box. Yeah, there's Hack the Box, but there's one more bug bounty website called as Hackers something else. I'll send it to you. So these two platforms, right? Most of the companies come there and launch their responsible disclosure programs. So what you can do is they say, okay, this is a web page we need you to test. Let's say, for example, tomorrow Ola comes and says that, okay, why don't you guys test this website or this web page? So you can go and try and test your skills on these web pages. And if you find a bug, right, you can go and report, and that's where you get your bounty. So also you can try something called as CTFs, where you have something called as like Hack the Box, try to do the capture the flag contest, and that's how you get started. And it's pretty easy to start, but it gets quite daunting. Actually, there'll be a lot of sleepless nights, and there'll be a lot of duplications as well. Somebody else might have already reported that bug. So it might be a waste of effort, but don't get disheartened. Don't just think about in terms of bug bounty. Think in terms of what sort of knowledge you're getting. I've personally seen people who are not even engineering background. There's a lady who's from mass communication. She had bounty recently, and now she's one of the top bug bounty hunters in the country. So that should give you the motivation to start, irrespective of whether you'll find bugs or not. The amount of knowledge you'll gain, right? You can actually apply for pen testing roles. So that's how you can get started. I hope I have addressed your query. Is there anything else?
Prashasth, one question is also there. What book you will recommend? Because books are more economical options.
Okay, books. Honestly, I haven't tried, so I can't assist on that. But I would definitely say the courses are also not very expensive. Udemy, for example, you get courses for 200 rupees, 250 rupees these days. You just have to wait it. So just wait for 2-3 days. Again, there will be some sale coming up. So I would say sometimes like courses are cheaper than the books. I mean, unless you go and download it in a different unethical way, which I don't recommend. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't assist what sort of books are available. But definitely courses is something, because it's done by professionals, right? It's easier for us to go and publish a course, record a video rather than write a book. So yeah, that's the thing. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe if Nikhil is aware.
Yeah, additionally, so if you are very much interested in various PDFs and books, then Telegram is one of the best place to get good books, good PDFs. So whenever you have a time, just install the Telegram app, and in the top search, just write like how to be a pen tester or pen testing basics, and you will surely get just like very much similar to you do the Google search, like multiple keyword search, and you will get your answer in first or second search. So that can be possible if you are very much interested in books. But practical knowledge, how I usually do it, like I open the YouTube into the one tab, and my system into the another, and whatever the YouTube teacher is showing us, I just start trying into my own system. That's how I usually get into it.
Thank you, sir. Another question: what are the biggest cybersecurity threat right now?
Okay, biggest security threat right now, right? Coming from the college side, I would say phishing still remains number one, right? So phishing could lead to all other attacks, right? It could lead to your ransomware, it could lead to anything. So I would still say phishing is the user responsibility is one of the biggest threat factors for any like hackers group. So they try to exploit your user behavior. So try to verify what link you're clicking. So what sort of websites you're accessing, because you might be in a wrong website thinking it might be a legitimate one, but it will be an illegitimate. So yeah, that is one of the biggest. Apart from that, I would say these days, there's of course ransomware, which has like, for example, for the AIMS, right? Ransomware is still prevalent. Then there's a new sort of attacks these days called supply chain attacks. what happens is usually companies are dependent on other third-party code, right? You get your code from Stack Overflow, you get third-party libraries, right? If there are vulnerabilities in those libraries, even your software is not secure. So that's one of the top three, I would say. But of course, phishing is still the number one.
Thank you, sir. Himanchal, kindly unmute yourself and ask the question. Learn XSS, DDoS, SQL injection attack, and also go on bug crowd, HTTP, etc. These are some technical name. My background is electronics communication.
Yeah. So these are the different types of attacks, right? Like let's say SQL injection, you exploit the database and try to gain some user credentials or user data. Then you have XSS, right? So all are different types of attacks you can execute on a website, right? So yes, bug crowd is a website where you can actually go and find different sorts of companies who's launching their web pages to test the security of it. So XSS, SQL injection. So there's one website called as OWASP. I can maybe if someone can type it, it's called OWASP. So if you go and check, right, you have something called as OWASP top 10 every year. This is a not-for-profit security organization. They usually release top 10 vulnerabilities in any of the portals, right? So these are the few vulnerabilities like SQL injection. It's vulnerable for SQL injection or your XSS attacks, right? So I believe that is the one you are looking forward to.
Thank you, sir. I think most of the questions are already covered.
Okay, we
So,
can proceed then to the next
Additionally,
Continue
this
session.
continuation with Prashasth, I have pasted OF's testing guide as well. It is very high level, very technical, but just answering your question. So this is a testing guide which contains all the cybersecurity attacks which can happen on a website, but only you have to invent your own method. So it contains around during my early days, it was around 98 attacks was there, but I think it's around 110 now. So how to test a WebSockets, how to test a SQL injection, how to crack a weak password. So this will be a good website. But if you don't get to know into detail for anything, don't be depressed. It's very, very, very high level. So yeah, let's move on. Yeah, so after questions, let's move on. So it's the cybersecurity certification. So for beginner level, CEH and CompTIA Security Plus is very, very basic certification from in which you will get to know that what is cybersecurity, how to do the small attacks, what are different types of cyber attacks are going on, how to be a responsible cybersecurity consultant, how to be. And second one is for bug bounty guys. So I think I have seen one question related to the bug bounty where Prashasth very well answered that. So you can see one certification in orange part. So that is OSCP, Offensive Security Certified Professional. So this is one of the basic or start certification to start with. And just trust me, you will take around 1 year or 1.5 years of preparation to just pass this certification. But this certification take care of starting base, how to crack a weak password, to the master level cyber attacks like DDoS, denial of service attack. So these are the cyber security certification which can be useful for you. And in the right hand side, these are the advanced cyber security certifications. When you will be in management role or managerial role or big roles, then you need to do all these advanced level certifications like CISM. This is a cloud security professional. That these days everything is on cloud, like Google, Amazon, Azure, Microsoft Cloud. Everything is on cloud. So you should know how to secure a cloud. So this is the certified cloud security professional. So these are the cyber security. Yeah, correct. OSCP is not for a beginner. It's for an intermediate, but CEH is for the beginner. So once you have completed with CEH, you will have a pretty good idea about how the attack will do, how attack can be done, how payload can be made, and post that you can start learning about OSCP. Parallelly, you can do the bug bounty, and you can keep learning about OSCP, and after 1 year, you can attempt for the OSCP. So that is for the beginner and intermediate certification you can do in your college days as well. But for advanced certification, you will be needed minimum 5 to 6 years of work experience in cybersecurity domain.
Just to add in here, so for those who feel that again, right? Like, how do I get into? That was the first question as well, right? How can I get into? Forget everything. Just do your OSCP. Trust me, your
Just
LinkedIn will
prepare for it.
with
Yeah.
job offers.
Correct.
I personally have a mentee who just like is an 17-year-old or 18-year-old guy. He just did his OSCP and now he's getting calls from KPMG, PwC. So they really don't care about your degree or anything. Just believe that this certificate can be a game changer. And if you have still more skills, you can go for OSCE, but not required. OSCP should be good enough for you. You can get it.
Yes, Prashasth, next one within present time. Okay, so previous slide was talked about the certification with respect to which was the generic one, which was covering overall security, but these are the some of the vendor specific certifications are there. Like I talked about the CCSP Cloud Security Professional Certificate that covers all the three clouds, that how to secure a generic cloud. But there are the vendor specific certifications are there: Google Cloud Certified, Azure, and AWS. The best thing is that the bad thing is that all these are the paid certification which come of high cost, like around 30 to 35,000 per certification. But Palo Alto Networks, you can see here down the orange, so from which organization we are. Palo Alto Networks mostly give all the certifications at free of cost, but those certifications are very much product specific, that how to use, how to secure community from via Palo Alto products, like how via Palo Alto firewall, via Palo Alto endpoint, and all these things. So these are the vendor specific certifications which can be useful for you. So if you just want to get something about cyber security, go with the Palo Alto certifications. They will be free of cost. There will be no cost associated with this. So at least you will be familiar with terminology, that what is the endpoint, what are the processes, what is the ransomware kind of behavior is there, what to look during the ransomware attack. So all these things you will get into these kind of certifications.
And you never know, you might be our teammate as well. Just boasting about our brand. Just kidding. Just kidding. So all of these are pretty good certifications to try for. But again, like one point I would like to add here is like, don't just pass these certifications for the sake of it, but try to master the subject, right? At the end of the day, your knowledge level makes the best skill ever, right? So just focus on that. Go ahead, Nikhil.
Correct. Okay, so next one is that always find a good mentor, because so whenever it's a true story. So when I started my career with Deloitte, and it's my first or second day at Deloitte, and they literally told me that, so there were the various projects. I was very much fresher. I was hired as a consultant in Deloitte. It was not a cyber security. It was not at that time cyber security was there, SAP was there, audits were there, a lot of things are there. And my resource manager, there was a resource manager in companies who usually allocate you the different kind of projects. So he told me that in your life, just to choose your first boss, first mentor, first teacher very wisely. So when I was having discussion with different projects and all these things, my cybersecurity project manager was very interesting. He was always talking in funny things. He always talk about that, okay, what can you achieve, how to. So most of the time people will tell you that you have to achieve this, you have to pass this examination, you have to pass that examination. Our parents also do the same, but very less very less friends, very less mentors, very less people around us will tell us how to do that, what should be the path for that. Or like my parents nowadays also, they usually say that you should do this at in next 3 years, you should reach that, and all these things, you have to secure 95% marks. And when you will ask them that how to do that, they will tell you that study for 8 hours, study for 10 hours, you don't have any job to do, you have to only study thing. But that's not that much practical. Okay, so that's why finding a good mentor is very much important, so that he can give you valuable advice, he can set up a direction for you, that this is how you should achieve this, and what should be your goal, and what should be your success should look like. So finding mentor is very much important. It can be your junior, he can be your good teacher, he can be your colleague, he can be anyone guy who never met, like me and Prashasth, we never met in our life, but we do respect each other as a mentor a lot. I'm just taking that example. So finding a good mentor is very much important. form a study group. So this is one of the funny thing that whenever we whenever we make a study group, like एक में अकेलापन, दो में पढ़ाई, तीन में गपशप, चार में लड़ाई kind of thing. My mom always told me that. So it's a form a study group. It's okay to have a 4-5 different friends study group, start chit chat, but at least you are thinking of that in cybersecurity. Like for example, it's not like that you 4 friends are going sitting together watching YouTube video together. It's not this is now not how you can learn the cybersecurity. It's just like you 4-5 persons are going on a drive, but if any recent hack was happen, so you can discuss about that, like what must have happened if you was the guy. So I have tell you three thumb rules, like prepare during the incident response, and after that what could have done. So you can just check, like you can discuss कि अगर आप होते तो कैसे प्रिपेयर करते कि ये नहीं होता, अगर आप होते तो इसको ड्यूरिंग द अटैक किसको कैसे रोकते, आप होते तो कैसे उसका एनालिसिस करते. सो दैट्स अ स्टडी ग्रुप, एंड उसके बाद यू कैन जस्ट स्टार्ट एंजॉयिंग योर लेटेस्ट सॉन्ग कि अच्छा ठीक है अभी दिस मूवी इज देयर. सो it's all about that. You can just watch cyber security specific series, cyber security specific movies. It all starts from there. Every interest starts from there. And honestly, when you it will be very much interesting when you will see the cyber security related series. But once you will get to know about get to know small things, then you will see that series again. You will feel like it हमको थोड़ा सा बेवकूफ बना दिया. They will have a one blank screen और उस पे they are just checking the IP address. They will be just checking the host name. It many times happen with me. Like मैं देख रहा हूँ series and some hero come and they usually type something और उसने hack रोक लेता है वो. So it's not like that. So form a study group. Yeah, so these are the security conferences and different communities where you can, like it's a continuation with the study group only. So what is the real use of conferences and communities? So basically conferences and communities, you will find like-minded people. Like for example, in your college also you must have photography club, you must have dance related club, you must have poetry related club. So what difference that club with as compared to your friends will make in your life? So basically those club will help you in connecting with like-minded people who thinks about cybersecurity and all these kind of different people. So these are so RSA conference is one of the biggest conference. I think it happened in Singapore, not in India. But with respect to India, Nullcon is there, and in Meetup you can just go and log into the Meetup. And it's Meetup, all the conferences are free. You can just select your interested, like information security and cyber security. And whenever the cyber security next Meetup is coming, they will just notify you, and you can go and have a discussion with like-minded people. So that's the very much security conferences and community are very, very, very important. So that is thing. Next one is the level up your LinkedIn. Always subscribe what you interest for LinkedIn. Like with respect to different cyber security, that LinkedIn is very much important. As compared to Naukri.com these days, every job, everything is coming via, every internship is coming via LinkedIn. So have a professional profile pic. It's not like that कि LinkedIn पे आप एक बाइक पे जा रहे हो और एकदम ऐसे अच्छे से प्रॉपर एक एक्टर की जैसे आपने फोटो लगा के. Be professional on LinkedIn so that be professional and follow the things which you are interested in which you want to make a career in. Write a post and articles like what was your analysis. Your analysis might be very much simple, that if AIMS hack was there, so just go and read everything about AIMS. What you think about that hack, that why it shouldn't be happen, how it impact your life as an individual. Just write a small 3-liner on LinkedIn so that people will get to know that you are interested in cybersecurity. So that is the thing.
Just to add on here, I would say LinkedIn becomes very crucial for your cybersecurity journey, right? Because like they say, right, it's not just about keep on doing stuff. It's all about showing stuff as well. Because unless you market yourself, companies are not gonna take you, right? So make sure you are your own product, market it so well. And LinkedIn is that platform where you can market it. So I would like to give a simple tip, like make sure your LinkedIn account is more beautiful and more pretty than your Instagram or any other social media accounts, because this will actually get you a job. So use it wisely and be respectful for even when you reach out to your mentors, right? So let's say you find someone as a mentor, let's say Nikhil as your mentor. Don't just bombard him saying that I need a job, मुझे काम चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं होता है ना. So you need to ask in a polite way, write a cold emails. There's a beauty of cold emails, right? LinkedIn can be the platform, right? Even now, after so many years of work experience, I still do that. Even Nikhil does that. We do send cold emails in a respectful manner saying that, hi, we need this opportunity. Can we collaborate? Because at every stage of your life, right, that is most important. So make sure that you're polite and gentle. And college is the best place to get your endorsement and recommendations. So you can get endorsed from your principal or your, let's say, your professors or even your peers, right? Try to do that because a professional profile will attract anyone, right? So make sure to do that. And also add your resume on your LinkedIn, and please take note of it that please add a one-page resume, because even the Bill Gates or Elon Musk have only one-page resume. So I'm sure none of us have done anything greater than them as well to have 5-6 pages. Honestly speaking, because I had 6 pages of resume, no shame in accepting that. So don't do that mistake. Please have a one-page resume, because it only takes 8 seconds for the recruiters to go through your resume. So that makes a lot of difference. So, and make sure to add me and Nikhil on LinkedIn. If not, we will find you and we will add you. So yeah, Nikhil, go ahead.
Yeah, so this list is top cybersecurity companies if you want to target as an aspiring candidate. But this list is not limited to each and every company around you need the cybersecurity. I don't know about India, but in Australia, you won't believe each and every my around 10 to 12 customers are from our colleges and universities. Each and every college, each and every university needs the cybersecurity. So each and every company, right from your pen, right from your laptop making, right from your newspaper, mobile phone, each and every company needs the cybersecurity. So this list is not restricted, but yeah, we always want to be on the top. So these are the top 6, 8, 9 companies which you can target for the cyber to get job into the cyber security. With interest on time, I'm just rushing so that I can have a good interactive. We can have a good interactive Q&A at the end, because it's already 7:40.
Okay.
So that's why.
So finally, we will try to close it now, saying that build your cybersecurity profile and resume, right? So try to contribute to the open source, try to find mentors, and also try to give back by being a mentor, right? So how you can do that is by teaching people or going to conferences as a speaker. Also try to be in podcasts. Like, you never know, you can be on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, right? So try to do that. Finally, general tips and suggestions I would like to give is, out of all the technical skills you have, one of the most important skills you need to focus on is your communication, right? Without that, nothing is going to get conveyed to the respective parties. So make sure your communication is top notch. Try to work on it. Try to build your public speaking skills. Have a lot of patience, because this is going to be a struggle initially, but at the end of the day, the rewards are going to be very, very worth the struggle. Also try to be a team member, because that is what gives you quick wins. I found my great team here in Palo Alto, so that was makes my life easy. Also be open to learning new things, because cybersecurity is so dynamic. There's so many attacks happening day in and day out. So unless you don't update yourself, things are not going to happen. So make sure to keep opening to new stuff. And most important part of this presentation is especially targeted for women here, I would say, because this is, you might have heard women in tech, right? So we have something called as women in cybersecurity as well, because we have very, very less representation of women in this industry. A few reasons why we need more women. Gender balance is very important. Also, we need different perspectives, because it has been proved that women leaders are more successful than male leaders in any industry, especially in cybersecurity. So fortunate to have working one of the finest women in the industry. And I'm sure Nikhil has working with the finest women as well. So also we need empowerment, right? It's not just about we empowering ourselves. We need to empower women, because empowered women is an empowered organization and empowered society. So because in cybersecurity, right, all these terms you might have heard, techie, ethical hacker, cybersecurity, biz, expert, these are mostly associated with men. And we need to make that change. We need to break that stereotype and give an opportunity for women. And I'm sure if given a right opportunity, they can create wonders for not just for the industry, but for the society as well. So a few scholarships and communities available for women as well. So please look into this. They're gonna fund your education as well. So please have a look at it. And finally, I would like to say here that it's not just a rewarding career for both men and women, but in terms of just money or growth. But at the end of the day, we have got a responsibility to protect the society, to protect our senior citizens, protect the money of not just that, even our cyberbullying, right? This has always gone on a crazy high exponential rate. So we need to make sure that we educate our senior citizens, our own peers, as well as kids, right? How to be digitally secure. Because at the end of the day, I would like to inform each one of you that whether you get into cybersecurity or not, but each one of us are the guardians of the digital universe. We all like Avengers, right? Try to protect each other. At the end of the day, our society will be secure. Final thoughts I would like to say is, every one of you, thank you so much for being a part of this session. I know it's quite late and you're taking your time out. That itself shows the amount of interest you guys have got it. So I'd like to say is, you are awesome, each one of you. And also an important tip that security is incomplete without you. So be responsible, try to follow the best practices and secure your society. And finally, I'd like to close it with Kalam's thought that you have to dream before your dreams can come true. And I truly believe that each one of your dream can be possible, can be made into reality. We have worked towards it. We all can work together for it. And I wish you all the best for that. Finally, if there's any questions, we are open for it. I know we are crossed the time limit. So sorry for that, but I hope it was useful. So any questions, we are open for it.
Thank you, Nikhil sir. Thank you, Prashasth sir. Thanks a lot. If any question is there, kindly send in the chat box quickly.
Yeah, additionally, and if you guys can think of any question later on this, you can have my number from your faculty members, or you can just post direct message on LinkedIn to me or Prashasth. But yeah, we are happy to hear answer questions here for next 2-3 minutes, so that next speaker can take over. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, sir. If any question, kindly send quickly. I think most of the question you already covered, sir, during the session. Anshika, please carry on. I think no questions are there, so please carry on.
Thank you so much, sir. The session was highly knowledgeable and applicable. We gained immense knowledge. The session was interactive and technical. Now, I would like to call Pratiksha Garg, student of Electronics and Communication, 3rd year, to conclude the session and give a formal vote of thanks.
Pratiksha, are you there? Oh, just a minute. Pratiksha, now you can unmute yourself, please, beta.
Yes. Good evening to one and all present here. So let me conclude today's session. Today's session covered introduction to SAP module, both functional and technical, consisting sales and distribution, human resource, transport management, material management, finance, and controlling, welfare management, and how to get into SAP. Prashasth Baliga sir and Nikhil Garg sir briefed us about why should you choose cybersecurity career, classified 6 types of hacker, how a hacker can be harmful for the society, how do I get into a cybersecurity job. Sir also hinted with the pattern to be skilled for a cybersecurity job, various domains of cybersecurity, IoT security threats, cybersecurity certifications, vendor specification certifications, digital forensic and incident response, how to start studying for cybersecurity and cybersecurity conferences and community. Now I would like to present formal vote of thanks to our eminent speaker, Ms. Megha Jain, SAP Solution Lead, SAP Eco System, Mr. Nikhil Garg, sir, Senior Security Architect, Palo Alto Network, Australia, Mr. Prashasth Baliga, Cybersecurity Consultant, Palo Alto, Singapore, for an immense engaging session. We got to know about the latest technology. I would also like to convey my special and sincere thanks to our director, Professor Dr. V.K. Singh sir for his immense support and guidance at every step of the event. My thanks goes to all the director, dean, control of examination, and HODs for taking out their time out to be with us today. A special word and praise thanks to all the attendees, participants who are present here with us. Tomorrow will be the second day for the upcoming expert talk, so be connected. Thank you.
Tomorrow, the same link will be used. So use the same link. And attendance and feedback link is already in the chat box. Kindly fill quickly. Thanks a lot, sir. Nikhil sir. Thanks, Prashasth sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. All the best.
everyone.